Hi. Hi, everyone. For those who are outside, we're about to get started. So just so that you start getting ready, so we're going to have Corey first, then Tonyu, then we have Roland, Mars, Pablo, Kumar, Camille, and Ariel. That's the order, okay? So Corey, you're up first. We're live streaming this, by the way, so we'll have the recordings ready, and for anyone who's not here, they can watch it right now. So no dirty words, huh?
All right, yeah. Hi, everybody. Oh, everybody can hear me? No. Maybe? Okay. How's that? Yeah. Good. Okay. I'm glad we're such a supportive group. That's a hard act to follow the last film, so I wish we had done that in our class anyway. So this is a project called Bison Belongs. It happens in Banff National Park. You saw the bison in the first slide there. But bison originally ranged all the way from Alaska to Mexico. There was 30 million of them, so huge numbers. So they are a natural species in this landscape. They started to disappear late 1800s. So this is what would be natural plains bison. They've existed 130,000 years in this landscape. So they're a Pleistocene animal. They're very adaptable. They're grazers, and this is what happened to them. In terms of extirpation of buffalo, that happened in the late 1800s. And you can see here there was incredible waste. This is a skull pile of bison in the Midwest. So along with this extermination of bison, it wasn't just for resources. There was also the opening up of the West, the trains coming across the country, and tourists actually shot them off the trains for sport. So this is the same time songs like Home, Home on the Range were being written. There's a nostalgia for buffalo and wide open spaces. Along with this, the First Nations lost their central part of their culture and their identity because bison were key to clothing, culture, spirituality, and in Canada, many of the children were taken away and put in residential schools. So we're dealing with the cultural genocide as well, with the bison history. In terms of branding, we see bison everywhere, and it's awkward because there's no bison anymore. We have 400,000 or so lots which are on farms, but it's a sort of a nostalgia that is misplaced. So in Banff, this is our central park. This is a stone bison. It's not living, but they wanted to reintroduce living bison to the park. So in terms of this also recognizes the central importance of bison to First Nations. And this is the landscape that they were trying to reintroduce them into. So it's a Panther River Valley. It's 40 kilometers from any road. Hopefully this convinces a lot of you to come visit us. But we have the Rocky Mountains. They naturally ranged in this area. There's the plains. And they're keystone species for the area. It's traditionally Treaty 7 land. Siksika, Tsuut'ina, Stoney Dakota signed a treaty in the late 1800s, which didn't really cede the land as in their view. It was a peace treaty. So really important that in terms of First Nations, they are working partners in this reintroduction of bison. And bison treaties, buffalo treaties are being signed by First Nations in the US and in Canada as well to reintroduce them on other lands. So we'll have many free roaming herds. So I don't know if you'll see them walking through Chicago anytime soon, but hopefully you'll see them at least in Banff National Park. As part of this as well, this is Robson's grade 4 class with the Environment Minister, recognizing that the importance of the bison returning. And this is on a reserve in Saskatchewan. They are getting ready to sign a buffalo treaty to recognize the importance in their culture. So this is the area they're being reintroduced. I know you can't tell where it is, but it's straight north in Alberta in Canada. And originally, they're going to be introduced into a small fenced area. They're hoping that they will make this their home. So 26 bison initially, 10 which were pregnant, and they will calf in that area to start with. It's all about relationship with this project. So you can see here, prairie dog getting some bison fur. This happened on the site. They were introduced this spring, and using that for the burrows. It also it supports grasses, bugs, birds, all sorts of biodiversity, and making the ecosystem more complex. This is not the only large species that we have in Banff. This is about a block from my home. We have grizzly bear as well. It also supports other keystone species, such as grizzly bear. They didn't get run over. They're not answering back there. So this is just a picture of how they're introduced. They flew them in crates. Obviously, it's 40 kilometers from anywhere. And these are some of the park staff watching the reintroduction. As I said, they came in February. There was 10 pregnant females. And there's a picture of them starting in their new home. They came from Elk Island National Park, which is another park in Alberta. And they've done very well so far this spring and summer. So 10 calves were born. I think I have a picture of a calf here. All survived. Grizzly bears are walking around the outside of the fences, looking in. We still have questions about conflicts with disease and ranchers and how they will contain them. Maybe they will be free roaming outside of the park eventually. And here is another picture of the bison and their calves this spring, doing very well in the area. There was no illness or fatalities when, amazing to me that they can fly them in by helicopter and these huge animals. So whether we can reconcile our history with our First Nations, and we've had a huge celebration this year, Canada 150. I think part of that celebration is where are we going in terms of reconciliation. We have very short, 150 years is very short. The bison have been here for ages, so that's a recognition there as well. So there you go.
Thanks, Corey. So we're having some technical difficulties, so we're gonna take care of this, but let me just repeat the order. So next we have Ton New from 08, next Roland 07, Mars Chapman 08, Pablo Santafemia 07, Camille 07, Ariel 08. That's the order, okay?
Hello, can you hear me? Can I stay here? I just like to be close to my audience.
No, we won't see you.
We won't see you on the video.
Okay.
If that's okay with you, I mean.
If you just want to be a voice.
So good afternoon, everybody. Conquer X is a startup that I co-founded in 2015 We are a biotech company that developing innovative solutions to detect cancer and other diseases. So this is to my uncle and his fiancée, Jennifer, and his 4 years old daughter, Cindy. My uncle was 33 years old. He was days away from graduating from college and had a wedding with, will have a wedding with her in 6 months, but he was diagnosed with brain cancer, stage 4, and he passed away shortly after that. So my uncle is one of 8.2 million people all around the world that lost their life to cancer every year. And by the time I finish this presentation, 7 people will die because of cancer. And the thing is, 70% of those cases can be averted or reduced if the cancer is found early. I work at MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of the largest in the U.S. and if not the number 1 cancer center in the U.S. And I have experienced firsthand all the diagnostic technologies available. We have imaging, the most advanced one, but the thing is people still die of cancer. Why is that? I keep asking myself. Obviously, billions of dollars invested in cancer detection, cancer diagnostic, we are not doing a good job. So introducing the EVGENS, that's our flagship product. It's basically a blood test that can detect biomarker that link to cancers without the need for sequencing or qPCR. Because right now, in order to detect different genetic materials in blood, we have to do sequencing. But for our with our technology, we don't have to. And it's just a 3-step process. You walk into the clinic, get your blood draw. The test will be performed in 30 minutes, and then we'll get the result. Imagine walking into HEB, CVS, Walgreens, and get a cancer test. Is that scary? Well, right now, the way cancer diagnostic, there has been many applications in the field of liquid biopsies, like qPCR sequencing, which is our competitor right now. And this is how it's been, this is the process. It's very complicated. It requires a highly skilled technician to perform the test. But with our technology, it's just a 3-step process, and anybody can, with just a short training, can do that. So our technology, core technology, can be applied in the field of cancer diagnostic and cancer screening, like mammogram. You can go get a regular colonoscopy to prevent for colorectal cancer. So similar concept. Point of care testing for HCD, and other diseases, and precision medicine to look into the human genome, our genetic information, so that we can get better treatment for patients. Well, I'm going to spare you with all the science behind this. This is our secret sauce, but basically, it works. I have volunteered my blood to test. I'm just kidding. But basically, when DNA, RNA, or genetic sequences their bases pair with one another, there's a little electrochemical signal. But right now, it's very hard to detect those signals. It's impossible. But our secret sauce is the nanocomposite. And what it does is this magnifies the electrochemical signal, and then because of that, we are able to read the signal and then trace back to the genetic material. So we have done a few studies, one with HPV, and then one with breast cancer, a very small pilot study. But what it shows is that our technology is comparable to currently available commercial tests for HPV. This slide is prepared by our CFO. Basically, it's a big market, but whatever. You can go next. I don't care about the number. Oh, it's, okay. Well, we do have a few competitors, BioRad, Life Technology, Illumina, and we are competing with a small startup named Grail, and it just received a 100 million investment. So it's going against the giants, basically. This is our team. Our team met at MIT in 2015. I was there for an entrepreneurship short course, training course, and that's where I met with the scientist, Deborah, who's invented the technology. And then we pair up with Jacob, who was from, Deborah is from Brazil, by the way, and Jacob is from Slovakia, and he's very into building hardware and the machine. So basically, that's how our team started. This is our board of advisors, which need diversification. Not very diverse right now. So we are recruiting for more people. So if you know someone who's a little more diverse, please give me a call. So far we are selected as one of 121 startup in the Mass Challenge. That we bid around like 10,000 other startups to be in the program. And after the program, we did raise money. It took us 2 years, but we just closed our first round in May. And because of that, we are able to afford to open our first lab in Boston. That's Deborah in her lab coat. And so just some picture of what's going on. We are doing prototyping. We are all, by the end of the summer, we will have a working prototype, and then we are looking for collaborations to test on real human samples. So the next step is hoping by the end of this year, early next year, we will raise another round of $500,000, and that will go into R&D. And also, right now I'm working part-time for the company without pay, so hopefully I can be able to be more involved. So that's it.